Back in 2019, PS4 title Days Gone was welcomed to the market after a fairly hyped build-up. The game had had some intriguing, impressive footage released to give gamers a peek at what was to come, leaving many excited about this dynamic, impressive, challenging looking game. But when the game actually was released, the mood changed somewhat, and the reception the game received was mixed from consumers, and rather negative from reviewers. There were numerous reasons for the poor critical reception to Days Gone. Significant among them was the fact that the game was initially quite buggy. So, for a lot of people, it probably seemed like it had been released unfinished, an issue which other hotly anticipated games have also been plagued by. There was some criticism of the story being underwhelming and derivative, among other things, but since personal preference largely determines the severity of that, I suspect it was a less significant issue than the technical problems which actually impeded the gameplay process. As time went on after the game's release, the bugs were gradually fixed, and based on my experience playing it, the game seems to now be finessed. That's good for people coming to it new, and people wanting to return to it. But the critical negativity is already out there, and puts a stain on the reputation of the game, doing battle with the contrasting word of mouth amongst consumers, to the degree that exists. Because of this strange journey to and through the market the game has taken, it's hard to know what its legacy will be, and how it's currently perceived by gamers broadly. It definitely has an enthusiastic fan base, based on evidence online, including many comments I've received on some of my Days Gone videos, and the clear financial success of the game. But more broadly, the reputation of the game is slightly more ambiguous, harder to characterise. So based on that, what will its legacy be in the future? I think, on balance, it's going to be mostly positive. It seems to me like outside the enthusiastic fanbase for the game, people either casually enjoyed it, or maybe didn't like it, but don't have passionate antipathy towards it. There seem to be plenty of fans who want a sequel. The initial negative reception to Days Gone should act as a lesson to studios not to release games until they're actually finished. Of course, the studios already know this, but sometimes, understandably, they run out of time on these giant, expensive, ambitious projects. At least these days there's the ability to release updates to fix any issues on an ongoing basis after game release. Still, if the studios want to avoid negative reception, maybe push the release date back if you're running over schedule. I'm sure it's not necessarily that easy when contending with all the moving parts of a large company, optimal release times for profit maximization, and mandates from corporate bosses, but still, pushing release dates is common enough and should be resorted to, if needed, to get the game fully finished before release. Surely that's the best strategy for profit maximization long term, as there'll be better word of mouth for the product, more people wanting to play it for longer, and wanting more from that virtual world in the form of sequels and DLCs, etc. A less rushed approach holds the potential for creating optimised longevity for the brand, and avoiding harm to sales that comes from a bad product reputation. Anyway, overall, I think Days Gone has a relatively good reputation amongst gamers at this point. As time goes on, the initial negativity may fade further, and the game can be remembered for being not groundbreaking, but certainly a lot of fun, and worth playing for that reason. But correct me if you think I'm wrong. Are you a fan of Days Gone? How do you think it will be remembered? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, see you next time.